dad and my sister. We're gonna make kites today, which is something I used to make. We used to do this together when I was in elementary school. So we'd make a kite and then we go to the park and we try it out, see what worked, and then the next weekend we try another one. It's using different paper or different techniques. So we're gonna do a basic one, and he's got a story about it. You want to tell your story real quick?
I learned how to make this when I was in 3rd grade at the Long Beach Kite Contest. So every year they used to have a kite contest at the beach for all of the elementary kids. And this was a kite that some engineer had put together. He and his son made. His son decided not to fly it, but he wanted to fly it anyway. So he was out there and flew it, and it probably flew the best of all the kites there. So when I landed, I watched how he made it, and we came home and made one.
All right. So what do we need to make the kites?
Any kind of thick paper. This might be a little big, but this is a piece of wrapping paper that's pretty thick.
So not the cheap stuff.
No, it's gotta be pretty thick.
And then scissors.
Scissors.
And string.
Some string.
And you said a stapler, right?
Yeah, stapler so you can staple the paper tail on. So what do you do, right?
Yes.
First of all, you need to get a square piece of paper. So you open this up, and what are you guys doing?
Trying to help you.
You can fold it on diagonal, just like that, because you want a diagonal anyway. Fold it right there, and whoops, the string doesn't go away. And you just simply cut it. Just like that. And open it back up. And it's really easy. It's like making origami.
So you're folding one corner to that diagonal line you did already.
Right. You just use a line on the diagonal to it. And you fold the other side to the diagonal.
All right.
Just like that.
Already looks like a kite.
Then you fold this piece, take this flat
So the corner,
and you fold it back.
So fold it down.
And you fold this one back. And you go find a paper punch because we forgot, or you put a
hole punch. So we needed a hole punch too.
And this paper has been sitting in a roll for a long time, so you might have a hard time flying if it's not staying flat. So I'm going to try to roll it the other way. Here we go. When it goes outside and flies, it won't matter much. And then
it's just gonna roll on you.
It's gonna keep rolling.
So maybe it would be better to have a piece of paper and lay it out flat for a little bit before we start.
Yeah, that would help.
It's a pretty big kite.
Yeah, this paper doesn't need to, well, it's pretty big size.
I remember we used to make them smaller than this.
Any size should work. The bigger one might actually work better.
It's maybe why ours didn't work as well.
Well, the one we made for my grandmother, where she won the fly, they had at the senior over 55 living place where she works. They had a kite contest, and we made one of these. And all these people spent all this time making these fancy kites. We spent, just like we're doing here, 15 minutes at most, and a brand new kite for her, and it flew the best of all of them, and she won the contest for the best flying kite. So you get a string. It's probably a little too long right now, and I'm gonna make a loop. I can find the end of the string. Ah, I know it's there. There it is. And I can put it through on this side. And sometimes these holes will get torn out.
Maybe put a piece of tape around
Sometimes
it.
you put a piece of tape over it and that'll help. So it doesn't rip, because I don't know how many times, if this paper's thick enough, it may want to rip.
And what did we, do you remember, what did we used to spend our weekends trying to find?
Tape?
No, what kind of paper was the best?
Shelf paper.
Shelf paper.
Which is kind of like this, and it's actually better size, so it's about 16 inches.
Yeah, it was that long.
Or 20, you really want like 20, you want the wide shelf paper, which would be 24 inches. A roll would be 24 inches. This is about 30 inches. So I'm making a loop. And I'm just going to tie it on. Oh. Well, tie better knot than I did, but it works. And then I need a tail. So,
What about your piece you cut off?
well, I would, but it's got rips in. That's why I cut it off earlier. So you don't want it too big. It doesn't have to be too much. You know this looks really funny, like it's not going to fly without sticks. Do that. And sometimes, depending on how windy it is, you might have to put a couple on there. And you just staple the tail on.
Do you know what the point of the tail is?
The tail makes the weight, it adds a weight, so when it's flying like this. So what this thing really does is it's almost like a big parachute. So when you put your string on it grabs like this and it'll grab the wind and it'll blow. And then sometimes you need the tail, which looks like I may have put it on a little bit crooked. You did put it on crooked. But see, it's easy, you just rip it off
And then reposition.
and reposition it. No big deal. And I haven't spent huge amounts of time on this. So if it gets lost or broken,
Just make another one.
doesn't hurt my feelings. Anyway, you do that, and then you put.
It's a good day to fly a kite too.
You put the string right here, and you just tie it on basically. And you want it to be about in the middle. Yep. And that's all you need to do.
Then we just go try to fly a
And you
kite.
just need to go find a windy day and see what'll happen. And then what you can do sometimes is you'll have trouble. So what you do, this paper, I think I may have got it a little too big, is you can bend the nose back a little bit sometimes. And that'll make it fly a little better. But it's really being a little ornery. And you know, you can.
Oh,
Well, it's nice to have some. You have a piece of tape?
tape, yeah.
Yeah. Just want to take these down. Normally you wouldn't have to do this because this paper wants to curl up for some reason.
Oh no.
He said. Now we should have taken this down the beach. And we could have filmed at the beach. Alright. That's it.
All right. You want to take it outside and try it?
You want to see if it really works, huh?
Yeah, let's take it outside and try it. Oh, nice.
He might need more of a